Welcome in KS007.
Hey, good evening. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm Muslim.
Oh boy. Well, just so we're aware, I think your God's imaginary too,
Why?
because you can't demonstrate his existence.
The proof is the Quran.
Oh, I don't think so.
Have you read the Quran?
I've read some of it, and I've read a bunch of parts where they just quote Jewish literature and claim it's revelation from God.
So why haven't you completely, finished it yet?
Because there's nonsense in it. I don't believe there
What
was
is
a global
nonsense in it?
flood. I don't believe that Muhammad split the moon in two. I don't believe that he took a night journey on a flying horse. I don't believe that semen comes from between the ribs and the backbone. I don't believe that the fetus is developed from a clot of blood in the womb. What else? There's a bunch of stuff. I don't believe that it's okay to marry a 6-year-old and consummate your marriage at age 9.
So, do you know Keith Moore? Who was he?
No idea who that is.
He was the one that, invented or whatever you call it, the embryology. And he was invited to Saudi Arabia to check what the Quran verses say about that, the creation of human being.
Yeah,
And,
it says that
you know,
sperm
he,
comes from between the ribs and the backbone, and it doesn't. And it says that the bones form before the flesh, and they don't.
yeah,
Bones form
who
at
says
the
that?
beginning of the second trimester, according to every medical institution.
But it is the, base of embryology that's already, discovered.
Based on embryology, bones form at the beginning of the second trimester. The flesh and the soft tissue form way before that. In fact, the nervous system comes before that even.
Yeah. Have you read the iron in the Quran?
Never heard of them.
Where is that mentioned in the Quran?
How many things in the Quran need to be wrong before I can just say that it's not a trustworthy book?
I mean, we don't say the Quran is both a book of science or, stories.
What's the
It is a
evidence
book of
that the world
science.
was flooded with boiling water?
Where is it? Is there a verse in the Quran about it?
The Quran validates the story of Noah's flood.
Oh, that's a valid story.
It's not. There's no evidence for the flood whatsoever. In
That
fact,
was not for the whole world. That was only for the people that lived at the where Prophet Noah was.
okay, so do you believe what the Bible says about the flood?
Bible may have said that it's for the whole world, but the Quran doesn't say that for the
Oh,
whole
so
world.
the Quran steals the story from the Bible and then changes the details, and you want me to believe the Quran's rendition?
I mean, when the Quran was revealed, there were no Christians at that area,
How do you
at the
know the
Saudi
Quran was
Arabia.
revealed?
It was revealed through Angel Gabriel to
Prove
Prophet
it.
Muhammad. Proof?
Yeah, prove it.
The Quran is the proof for it.
Prove it.
Prove it. We have chain of narration that goes back to Prophet Muhammad.
So does the Gospels. The Gospels claim to have a chain of narration that go all the way back to
None of them have.
eyewitnesses.
None of them have. They don't even know who John was, who Peter was. They don't know their last names when they were born. Who
Well,
wrote those
according to
books?
the Gospel writers for the book of John, they're writing the direct testimony of John for John.
Okay, so you should have been a Christian before becoming an
Nope,
atheist. Do you
because the
know?
Bible's not true either.
I know that's not true because
Neither one of these
it's
books are
full of
true.
contradictions.
So your book presupposes the truth already of all these Jewish mythological tales, and I don't believe those are true either.
I mean, the Quran is challenging the world to bring a verse like it, to bring a chapter like it.
Like what?
Has anybody the same way that the whatever the poetry that the Quran is written and the exact
I could give a
meaningful
damn about
verses?
poetry. Ralph Waldo Emerson did way better poetry than what you find in the Quran.
No, that's not true.
In fact, I would take Shel Silverstein over the Quran, where the sidewalk ends, an absolute masterpiece.
I mean, I'm suggesting you read it once. And there are lots of atheists.
Yeah, I'll
They're
pass.
becoming Muslims right now.
I'll pass. How old was Aisha when she married Muhammad?
She was 9.
When she consummated the marriage, she was 9.
Yeah, she was 9.
When she was betrothed, she was 6.
She was 6 when they, wrote or whatever the contract for the
Yeah.
marriage was.
So when she was 9, a grown ass man had sexual relations with her. That's all
I
I
mean,
need to know about your prophet.
we have a criteria for a marriage in Islam,
I know.
where there's none in Christianity.
And if you did that here in the States, you'd be locked up.
Look at 200 years before. What was the age of marriage in the United States?
Not 9.
It was even 7 at one of the states
No.
at 1800.
In the 1800s, there was a state law that you can marry a 7-year-old. I actually don't
Yeah.
believe that. Now, I'm not saying that it's not true because I haven't read it, but that sounds implausible. But even if it was true, still not right. 6-year-olds don't have consent
Why?
because they're children. Their brains aren't even formed yet.
So you're comparing this generation with that time?
Yes, because children of the age of 6 are not physically mature and they should not be having relations with adults.
Do you know what was the life expectancy at that time, 1500 years before?
We have
in which
M's
country?
wanting to request because this is his topic.
This is. Where is M? Let's get.
I'll bring him up if you want.
M's the Muslim apologist cheat code. In fact, I'm just gonna sit back and watch M cook them.
So, carry on with the argument. Okay, yes?
Yes.
Carry on with the argument.
I told I just mentioned.
Go on. You said the age at which they died. Go on.
Yeah.
What
The life
about
expectancy at that time.
What about it?
What was the life expectancy at that time? Can you
What was
tell
the
me?
median age? That is a better question to ask. The life expectancy was distorted by the number of children who would die prematurely. But again, when you look at the Islamic history, all of them died pretty old. You have the Prophet dying at 63. You have Abu Bakr dying at 60. You have Umar bin Khattab dying in his 60s. You have Uthman dying in his 80s. You have Ali dying, I don't remember when, but he was in his 60s too. You have Aisha dying in her 60s. You have Asma dying when she's almost 100. So the age expectancy or the whatever was distorted by the number of kids who would die early because of the lack of modern medicine. So it is fallacious for you to use that argument. Because if you survive
that's
childhood,
not the only
you
part
live
that I
a
want.
normal life. Go ahead.
That's not the only part that I'm mentioning about that issue. It was revealed to Prophet Muhammad from God that you have to marry this Aisha, and he was the daughter of his companion, one of his best companions, Abu Bakr.
So catch this. The Prophet dreamt it 3 times. That the angel came to him in his dream and showed him a picture of Aisha and said, "This is your wife in the heaven. This is your wife in heaven. This is your wife in heaven." And then he goes to his friend. He tells him, "Oh, I've dreamt that your daughter, who's 6, is going to be my wife in heaven." And he goes, "But we're brothers. How could you marry my daughter? We're brothers." And he says, "We're brothers only in Islam, not in reality. Now marry me your daughter."
Yeah.
Because an angel came to me in my dreams and told me I have to marry a child.
That's not a child because she was grown up.
No, she was 6.
6 ain't grown up.
But she had already reached the puberty.
Nope.
No, if she reached puberty,
she
why
was
did he wait till
physically
9?
mature.
6-year-olds don't reach puberty.
And why did he wait till 9 then?
Huh?
Why did he wait till 9?
Oh, until the marriage happened.
No, he married her at 6. Why did he wait till 9 to consummate?
He waited until she grows up.
But didn't you say she was already grown?
When she got married, she was grown.
She was married at 6.
We don't consider that as marriage. For
It is
example,
marriage.
you can
It is
call it
legally
here
not.
engagement.
It is legally,
here.
again, in Islam, it is legally marriage. Because you do the nikah, which means you are married. To call it off, it wouldn't be just an engagement where you go both your separate ways. It would be called off through talaq. And then
Okay.
she would have a waiting period if they were alone together in a room, or if he had intercourse with her.
Okay, so I will drop here. Can you bring Falastini
Who?
up? Because he knows better.
Who's that?
Falastini. Falastini, can you request that?
He's calling for backup. I don't see him in the
Yep.
queue.
I think the
Yeah, he will
username is
request that.
Jinshu.
Oh, Jinshu is the person?
I think so.
Just give me a moment.
Ems, by the way, I know with that voice you have a haram. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's Falastini 773.
Damn! Oh!
Hey, sorry. I don't know why he was calling me up.
Oh, wrong person.